microphone. Pleasant good afternoon, Facebook viewers. We are coming to you live from the constituency of Arima, where the United National Congress, Arima constituency, is having a cottage meeting presenting their candidates. The meeting here is expected to start very soon. We see the speakers are on the stage and they're putting the final touches. As I said, we are here in Hearty Foods car park, and special thanks to the Hearty Foods people, and we're just going to take in a little ad from
Start
Hearty
stocking your
Foods.
fridge for Christmas with Hearty Foods Christmas Ham Combo #1. 3 items. Wow, imagine 3 items. 1 boneless ham, 1 picnic ham, and 1 smoked chicken ham for only $280. You are saving $130. So come on through at Hearty Foods and stock your fridge with Ham Combo #1. Only at Hearty Foods, 21 to 22 Queen Street, Arima. Eat hearty, live healthy, save money. Are you concerned about your health? Come and try our special formulated basmati rice designed to keep your blood sugar low. Best taste for good health. The authentic flavors of Punjab in a healthy package. Only at Hearty Foods. Eat healthy, live hearty.
So we are back here in the Hearty Foods car park. Just a little advertisement there as a show of appreciation to the management and staff of Hearty Foods for allowing the United National Congress use of the car park. We see a lot of activities taking place there on the stage. Things is getting ready. In the meantime, I'll just take you to a couple of advertisements from the United National Congress.
A depressed economy, stagnant, lifeless. In just 4 years, the PNM has stolen the livelihoods of at least 63,000 people. Our economy is now 10% smaller. the PNM has failed to properly steer the country through a deep recession brought on by a downturn in the energy sector. The economy is being artificially kept alive by borrowing, accumulating more debt basically, and by depleting our hard-earned foreign exchange reserves. Public debt is the highest ever. International reserves are the lowest in 10 years. This is the ugly truth a new UNC government will meet on its first day in office. We must be prepared and ready to mobilize, wasting no time in getting to work to save our country. A new UNC government will have to bring our economy back onto a sustainable growth path, restart the diversification process away from the dominant energy sector, and restore trust in government. Diversification will happen under the UNC. Diversification will be the springboard from which we will create 50,000 new jobs in 5 years and double non-energy exports to $5 billion by 2025. The roadmap for turning our economy around is our National Economic Transformation Master Plan. Our plan is ambitious, but extremely doable. It's pro-business, yet has a human face. It respects the environment. We have devised our strategy around 12 prosperity engines spread throughout Trinidad and Tobago, which will ensure we stabilize, grow, and diversify our economy. We know what we want to do. 50,000 jobs in 5 years and doubling our non-energy exports to $5 billion by 2025. We know how we're going to do it.
Are you ready to get TNT working again? You see this finger? This finger can put a government in office, and this finger can move a government out of office. So put your voting finger next to the rising sun.
Let's get Trinidad and Tobago working again.
Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation.
Make sure the talk is done now. Time to start back the work now. All the talk done, all the talk done. Work nation.
Vote for the UNC on December 2nd, and together we'll get TNT working again. It's the first step you take to one, building your country with all love. The United National Congress Local Government Rally, All Nation, Sunday, November 10th, Malabar South Multipurpose Complex, 2 p.m. Let's get TNT working again.
street. If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power, dominate their reign. Let's put our country together again. If for 30 years you voting them in, and there's only tears as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your souls, promising you roads and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy won't sprout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building eyesores, east, west, north and south, the same way you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Rescue the country, vote them out. Vote them out with tempo, they have we in vain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
Wait, boy, nothing to eat. Fridge empty. Food prices going high. Keith, you catch me this time, you know, the fridge empty and nothing to eat. Taking my grocery money to pay for Shamfa phone bill? Nah, you see this talk done. Come December 2nd, I voting for the UNC.
Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
Let us get TNT working again.
A depressed economy, stagnant, lifeless. In just 4 years, the PNM has stolen the livelihoods of at least 63,000 people. Our economy is now 10% smaller. The PNM has failed to properly steer the country through a deep recession brought on by a downturn in the energy sector. The economy is being artificially kept alive by borrowing, accumulating more debt basically, and by depleting our hard-earned foreign exchange reserves. Public debt is the highest ever. International reserves are the lowest in 10 years. This is the ugly truth a new UNC government will meet on its first day in office. We must be prepared and ready to mobilize, wasting no time in getting to work to save our country. A new UNC government will have to bring our economy back onto a sustainable growth path, restart the diversification process away from the dominant energy sector and restore trust in government. Diversification will happen under the UNC. Diversification will be the springboard from which we will create 50,000 new jobs in 5 years and double non-energy exports to $5 billion by 2025. The roadmap for turning our economy around is our National Economic Transformation Master Plan. Our plan is ambitious, but extremely doable. It's pro-business, yet has a human face. It respects the environment. We have devised our strategy around 12 prosperity engines spread throughout Trinidad and Tobago, which will ensure we stabilize, grow, and diversify our economy. We know what we want to do. 50,000 jobs in 5 years and doubling our non-energy exports to $5 billion by 2025. We know how we're going to do it.
Are you ready to get TNT working again? You see this finger? This finger can put a government in office, and this finger can move a government out of office. So put your voting finger next to the rising sun.
Let's get Trinidad and Tobago working again.
You know how long I looking to see if I could see you, Chief. Every time it rains, it's flood right through the whole country underwater. Last time it flooded, I almost lost everything in the flood. Everything. And when it's not raining, it have no water in the taps. The taps dry like biscuit. So, Chief, what you could do to help us with water situation and flooding?
Here's an LED bulb.
Chief, a bulb? Chief, a bulb?
Another light bulb moment by Keith and Com.
What matters most isn't about who you know, or which side of the political fence you sit, or what your religious views are, or where you live. What matters most is your needs, your dreams for a better life for yourself and those you care about. What matters most is where we're going as a nation together. What matters most is our belief in each other and the common goals we share, regardless of color, class, or creed. What matters most is the understanding that there's more that unites us than separates us, and that we are all meant to live here as one in harmony. This is what matters most to me.
Test 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, see if you get it. Yeah, that's good. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Test, test, test 1, test 1.
A depressed economy, stagnant, lifeless. In just 4 years, the PNM has stolen the livelihoods of at least 63,000 people. Our economy is now 10% smaller. The PNM has failed to properly steer the country through a deep recession brought on by a downturn in the energy sector. The economy is being artificially kept alive by borrowing, accumulating more debt basically, and by depleting our hard-earned foreign exchange reserves. Public debt is the highest ever. International reserves are the lowest in 10 years. This is the ugly truth a new UNC government will meet on its first day in office. We must be prepared and ready to mobilize, wasting no time in getting to work to save our country. A new UNC government will have to bring our economy back onto a sustainable...
Sound check 1 2. Sound check.
So you can judge for yourself. Let your chin close down. Raise gas prices, 3 times and laugh. Email Gates scandal. Big lie. Look at what everybody contract with the Chinese. Oh my gosh. The sandals scandal. Don't forget, they're trying to sell out Tobago too. These people never had a clue, and they never will. So, election time, you know what to do, and you know what to say. But you and your family, you gotta do what you gotta do. So the Minister of Finance is killing us with tax. We are like prisoners in our own home. We are under attack. Come on, people, sing it with me. Sing it on. Tell them we better have them back alive. We better, cause them is wolf in disguise. And them playing games, so we not putting them back in. Hope you understand. B&M never had a plan. the cleanser. Tell them we fed up. Hear the people cry. Why the crime rate so high? Food prices gone up. The people, why you know we fed up on that? We fed up. So let's talk about now. How the baby got that food plant gone. Yeah, you talk about the past. The people, why you know we fed up on that? We fed up. Let's talk about now. Let's don't talk about the past. Let's speak about now. What's going on now? The issues now. We fed up. Fed up on them. We fed up. Say we fed up on them. Fed up. The people fed up on them. Fed up on them. We fed up. We fed up.
Lost their jobs, experienced a violent crime, or are fighting to keep up with the cost of living. It's clear to all of us that many of our citizens feel the system is rigged against them, and we've committed ourselves to get this nation working once more for each and every citizen. In this local government election, it means delivering vital services to your community. Join us in Hoover on November 10th. Vote for the UNC on December 2nd, and together we'll get TNT working again. It's the first step you'll take toward building your country we all love. The United National Congress Local Government Rally, Work Nation, Sunday, November 10th, Hoover South Multipurpose Car Park, 2 p.m. Be there. Let's get TNT working again.
All these years of pressure, agony and pain, but we work with them and we cope with them and we feel the blunt of the strain.
No, that's no way the people start crying out. We can't take it no more. So election day when you ink your finger is UNC you're voting for.
Talk done.
Let's get to work again cause we're sick of them on the line.
Talk done.
Let's get to work again cause the country needs to shine.
Talk done.
Let's get to work again. Come on, people you know it's true.
Talk done.
Let's get to work again cause the UNC works for you.
From now we start the engine. UNC have the plan to build the blame. We frustrated now, don't want no more, and we ain't taking it again. Talk done.
Let's get to work again, cause we're sick of time on the line.
Talk done.
Let's get to work again, cause the country needs to shine.
Talk done. Let's get to work again. Come on, people, you know it's true. Talk done. Let's get to work again, cause the UNC works for you. Come on, work.
From there we start the engine. UNC have the plan to build a brighter future forward Green Island. Come on, everybody, and you know it's true. It's time to start work again, and the UNC works for you.
Work, nation, work. Come on.
All these years of pressure, agony and pain, but we work with them and we cope with them and we feel the blunt of the strain.
No, that's no way the people start crying out. We can't take it no more. So election day when you ink your fingers, UNC you're voting for.
Talk done.
Let's get to work again, cause we're sick of time on
Good night, UNC family. Could you all please come right up and fill up those seats for me, please, will you? Come on. We are about to start this meeting now. Okay, good night everybody, good night. And welcome again to another joint cottage meeting of the Arima Corporation. My name is Jeffrey Nassib and I'll be your chairman for the night. Before we start proceedings, let me invite Miss Catherine Bash to lead us in prayer, please.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night to the table and the councillor, the candidates. Well, we're going to win, councillors. Tonight we're going to pray, and let's all keep our mind in that and not just let it be passive. Let us seek God for advice here. So tonight, Almighty God, by your abundant grace, we are assembled here. We thank you for you allowing us this privilege and kindly ask that you bless us. Bless each and every one of the candidates that is going up for the seats of Arima, Lord. You know that the people in Arima need your help. And through them, Lord Father, they can assist the people in this part of Arima. And Lord Father, we pray that we conduct the business of the people impartially and without fear or favor. We humbly ask that you bless the people of our rainbow country of Trinidad and Tobago. Bestow your divine guidance and blessings on our leader, dear God. Bless us in our thoughts, words, and actions, that we may become instruments of your will. Grant us peace, security, and prosperity, and victory on the 2nd of December 2019. We ask and we pray and thank you in Christ Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Bash. Brothers and sisters, tonight, let us first observe protocols to the head table, to our distinguished speakers that will be following after, and to the candidates that represent the Arima Corporation. Tonight, we will start our proceedings by thanking first of all Hearty Foods and its management for allowing us this venue here so that we can proceed and have a meaningful meeting, and hope that you all will be responsive in a positive manner. Ladies and gentlemen, it all boils down to December 2nd, where we will once more regain the Arima Corporation. My first speaker tonight will be the chairman of the Arima Constituency, Mr. Stephen Bagan.
evening, everyone. When I was small, my mother and grandmother used to tell me how great a town Arima was. Because when cocoa was king, Arima was the richest town in Trinidad and Tobago. But now, we have employment among the adults, 25%. Among the youths, over 50%. Every day you walk, you see a new stores closing down. Why? People in Santa Rosa have never come to Arima. They go and shop in Twin City Mall. It takes them an hour in the morning to reach into Arima, and when they reach, they can't get a parking spot. When you go to 15 minutes, they're in Twin City Mall, and they have parking. This is all due to traffic management, and of course, parking facilities. I beg, or I implore you all, put these 7 UNC candidates in the Borough Council, and let us together make Arima great by putting UNC to work for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bagan. A round of applause for Mr. Bagan. Brothers and sisters, I know tonight the speakers that follows will be addressing the problems that you all in Arima are facing. And I hope that they will be able to meet and to bring resolution in whatever way they can to assist you all come December the 2nd. Our next speaker, a former councillor and presently chairman of the Dabadi-Omiria Constituency, Ms. Vidya Mahabir.
Good evening also to the head table. Let me recognize former MP for Dabadi-Omiria, Mr. Anil Roberts, former MP for Lahokita Kalparo, Mr. Jairam Sinongal, our Arima coordinator, Mr. Trancoso, and our communications officer of NATEX, Mr. Nicholas Morris. I welcome you to the presentation of our UNC local government candidates who on December 2nd would rescue the Arima Borough Corporation from the hands of this non-performing group of P&M misfits who have not delivered on goods and services to the purchases of Arima. I tell you, victory is near. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Dabadi-Omiria Constituency Executive. Our candidates, in collaboration with our executives, both in Arima and Dabadi-Omiria, are working assiduously on the ground and have been getting a favorable response throughout the borough. Brothers and sisters, tonight I tell you that as a former councillor and activist with this party for over 25 years, the people of Arima are ready to give the United National Congress a chance. The people are frustrated, tired, and burdened by the suffering they have faced from the Rowley-led P&M. No jobs, rising food prices, bad roads, potholes everywhere, rampant crime. I work here in Arima and businesses are closing down because people have no money to shop. I tell you, it's terrible. Arima is in a terrible place. The people of Arima do not deserve this neglect, hardship, and poor governance from the P&M. You deserve better. And if you deserve better, you do not support the P&M. Not too long ago, from 2010 to 2013, under the leadership of our political leader, then Prime Minister, we had the hardest working council in the Arima Borough Corporation. No one can deny this. Thanks to Kamla Prasad Bisesa, we had the hardest working council here in Arima, in the history of the Arima borough. We must continue the work that was started then. Tonight, when I look at our brilliant team of young UNC candidates, I see a group filled with vision, determination, charisma, and dedication. Our UNC team in Arima has the experience, has the know-how, the courage, and the genuine love for the people to restore our borough to its pristine glory. They will serve on the mantra of our political leader of serve the people, serve the people, serve the people. Just as we once did in council. Tonight I say that our team is the only team to rescue Arima, the only hope for Arima. On December 2nd, go out and vote in your numbers. Vote for your UNC candidates. Let us get our borough working again. Thank you.
So the Minister of Finance is killing us with tax. We are still
25 years serving her people, former councillor and chairman of the Arima Constituency. You know, when she said 25 years, I said she lying because she looking like she aging at all. Eh? Telling you, man. Brothers and sisters, as you would look in front of me here and you would see a relatively very, very youthful slate, and that is indicative of the frustration that the youths are facing right now. No hope, no future under this vindictive Keith Rowley administration. I will now introduce to you, brothers and sisters, a young, vibrant, educated young man, a man who has empathy for his people, a young man who has walked the length and breadth of his burgesses and by extension his constituency. Brothers and sisters, I present to you a very, very promising young man, and I've also already told him, you're the next councillor. I now present to you none other than the candidate for Arima Central, Mr. Ashel Murray.
All protocols observed. Sitaram Namaste. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good night, brothers and sisters. My name is Ashel George Murray, and I am your candidate in the local elections on the 2nd of December for Arima Central. I am the great-grandson of Gulab Aziz, the man responsible for the building of Masjid Alpha on Omera Road. I am also the grandson of Abida and Yaqub Ali. My grandfather Yaqub was a man of his community. He served his community and he was honored by his community. The borough of Arima saw it fit to name a street in Malabar after him, Yaqub Ali Street. And that I am very proud of. And because of that lineage, I am here to serve you, the people of Arima Central. Brothers and sisters of Arima, as we meet here tonight, we can all say that our country has taken a turn for the worst. As we meet here tonight, we can all agree that our beautiful borough of Arima is now in shambles due to the incompetence and failures of the People's National Movement. Yeah, on September 7, 2015, life as we knew it in Trinidad and Tobago changed drastically. We went from being an island of progress to being one of problems. In 2016, when the PNM was returned to power in the borough, we went from being a borough of hope to one of burden, suffering, and neglect. In 4 years, the PNM has reversed decades of human, social, economic, national development at a national level. In the last 3 years, your mayor and her team have put Arima into the ICU through their neglect. As a matter of fact, the PNM has set a new global record for the first government to ever set a country so far back in such a short period of time. Brothers and sisters, this goes beyond politics. It is about people. The crisis facing our once easygoing borough is so pronounced that it is affecting every segment of your lives, each and every individual inside here. Thanks to the incompetent PNM, the people of this nation have lost their sense of security, your sense of comfort, your peace of mind, and all the dignity that you feel as a human being. However, citizens must take comfort that there is an organization with the vision, the experience, you hear the words? The compassion, and most of all, the leadership to rebuild, to reconstruct, and to save our nation. That organization, my brothers and sisters, is your great party, the United National Congress. Brothers and sisters, the United National Congress isn't just an organization, but it is a family which is aimed at ensuring each and every person of this nation find an equal place. Each and every citizen is treated equitably, while all citizens, regardless of race, religion, or social class, can realize their true and full potential. This is what we want. It is on that premise the 7 of us here tonight have offered ourselves to serve you. We have offered ourselves to fight for better living conditions for you. We have offered ourselves to demand a better Arima for you. Brothers and sisters, it is important that you remember that we have been the only political party that has emerged out of the struggles for the working class, and have been the only party in the history of this nation to fight for the rights of the small man, the rights of the poor man, the safety of our businessmen, and the development of youth and women. We have not left out our women at all. Friends, the incompetence of this Rowley-led regime has been so far-reaching that we are becoming the laughingstock of the Caribbean. Arima was once renowned for the talent of its people. Yet today, it is only known for the suffering in the burgesses of Arima. Rampant unemployment, violent crime, a stagnating economy. You heard video talk about businesses closing down. Poverty. Everywhere you go, people want social programs. They can't live off their salaries. And hopelessness have become part of our daily lives due to the Rowley-led administration. However, today, I would like to tell the people of this nation that hope and brighter days are near. It is only a matter of time before your great leader, your great party, led by Kamla Persad-Bissessar, is returned to office. You want Kamla back? But to do so, brothers and sisters, you must work hard. With the 7 of us, work tirelessly to ensure that we have the vision to better our communities. My commitment to the people of Arima Central is to create a better community where you maximize your true potential. You hear those words? Maximize your true potential. In Arima Central, I have a soft spot. It's called Train Line and Killer One. I have been there with those individuals. I've met with them. I have formed party groups. I have become their friend. And in time, I would become their counselor. They complain continuously about no opportunity for the youths. Young ones in the community being fetched and harnessed by the unsavory in our society and turning them into young criminals, destroying their lives and destroying their futures. Because when you have a criminal record, a job, a good paying job, a credible job is the hardest thing to get. And imagine being a young man, 18 years old, now realizing the mistake you have made in your life and there is no hope for you. So what do? You turn back to the life that you once had and have these hard-working policemen standing right here among us under pressure, late nights because they're running around. They want to change, but they need the opportunities to do so, brothers and sisters. And those opportunities will come only under the stewardship of the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the United National Congress. That is a reality. She did it before, and we will do it again. Brothers and sisters, I ask you to take our hands and let us join the fight. Let's be part of progress, and let's get rid of this lying and untruthful Keith Rowley-led administration. As a borough, we must understand that the People's National Movement is not a party of progress. Like I said, it's a party of lies and untruths. When we look at the national picture, that's all we see. The People's National Movement promised to give you a better way of life. Have they? No. Have they? No. Yet they committed a major betrayal by shutting down Petrotrain. You remember the man say? If you was in the bathroom, if you was there, if you was over the hill, closing your fridge, I will say it again, I am not closing down Petrotrain. 2 weeks later, Petrotrain is being closed. What happened in 2 weeks? Economic growth is not there. And what that means for the people of Arima is closure of businesses. And when businesses close down, more job loss. More corruption, I'm say. Under this PNM, you can't even get US dollars to purchase items to go away. You go to the bank, you have to stand up for a little 200. Day after, if you need 1,000, like 5 days. In 2019, no, my brothers and sisters, they promise to make you safer, yet murders are rampant throughout. Right here in Arima, many citizens have lost their lives to lawlessness. Brothers and sisters, in essence, this is a government which has failed you nationally and locally. Tonight I ask you to think, how could they spend millions on a stadium, yet no money for your own grounds here in Arima? How could they spend millions on a minister's building, yet no money for your roads in Arima? How could they pay for ministers' phone bills, yet provide no jobs for you here in Arima? Wasting money. The fact is, they do not care. They do not care about the people of Arima. There is no other conclusion. Therefore, the people of Arima must not care for them and vote them out. Vote them out. On December 2nd, 2019, I ask you to return hope to our nation. I ask you to return hope to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, the 2nd of December, Judgment Day, talk done. Let's vote them out. Long live the United National Congress and long live the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Hope you understand. PNM never had a plan. And they're using we, so we voted for the UNC. The claims say they love we.
is not indicative of a promising leader, then who is? You would have heard the worries, the problems, everything that is emanating. And I'll tell you this, what the UNC government has done in 5 years is more than what the PNM government has done in 40 years. In 40 years, ladies and gentlemen, I say to you, you have no choice. You have no choice. You must come December 2nd and take back the cooperation. Otherwise, your kids, your family, yourself, there will be no future for us. Brothers and sisters, I will now introduce to you a young woman, a woman who has been walking the grounds and has become family to her Burgesses. A woman who gives her life to people. And I tell you this, she does not tell untruth. Everything she has said before and everything she's going to tell you now comes from deep down within her heart. I now introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, candidate for Arima North East and the future councillor come December 2nd, Miss Dariel Williams.
The cleanser. They don't have a clue what to do.
Good night to you. Good evening. Good evening, Arima. All protocols observed. Good evening to my head table. Good evening to our next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar. I am Dariel Williams, your candidate and next councillor for Arima North East. I am an entrepreneur, an inspiring politician, a mother, daughter, cousins, and sister. But before all of those things, I am a young woman. I am a youth. Today, brothers and sisters, the young women and children of this nation are in trouble. Right here in Arima, we have seen a total neglect and absence of programs to build young people. Our very own Arima Hindu School at Temple Street was closed down. Why? Because of shooting, because of violence. Why wait until then to do something like this? Put our children's life, put our children's education at risk. Absence of programs to development of young women and to protect them. Our nation's young people are the greatest asset we will ever have. It is in your youth you can dream of building a bridge to the stars, of uniting peoples of Trinidad and Tobago and making it a better place. However, in order for one to convert their enthusiasm and creativity into progress, we must be afforded the necessary support and structure to conduct this environment for growth. Shamefully, for the last 3 years, what have they done for us? What have they done for us? They have done absolutely nothing. And we are here to make that change. I challenge you to think, since 2015, what progress has they done? They said they made a change. What made the change? What change did they do? They made a change for the worse. We are going down. We are going to the gutters. Since 2016, what has our mayor done to better the lives of young people in Arima? What has she done? What, take away everything? How is that better in our youth? Taking away the jobs? What is that going to do for them? Not have them here on the streets? Now more than ever, our children are in lockdown because there is nowhere safe. Nowhere for them to go. But do what? Our youth facilities and community centers are handed on a silver platter to those who can afford it. So what about those who can't? What about the underprivileged who need these things? What are we going to do? Just sit here and be a prisoner? No way. Local government-sponsored community outreach and bonding events are too far in between. Young professionals that are able and willing to work are left stranded due to this government's war against the working man. They don't want to see us work. They rather see us in the jail cell or 6 feet under. But we are not going to stay with that. We are going to stand up and show them that we can do better. We are going to do better. More and more, our young men are turning to a life of criminality due to having no opportunities. What do they want us to do? We can't get a job. We don't have any programs. So what are they able to turn to? They are putting them this way. Our young single mothers are left without proper programs to help them push their lives forward. So everybody think that you make a child a single man, you must be able to stay home and not do anything. No, we are not going and stay home. We are going out there and fight the fight and show them that we are empowered. It is the role of local government to ensure that communities have programs which they can groom and nurture talent. Yet, under the PNM and Arima, we have seen none of those. Instead, what we had, they took it away. So I guess that's what they want from us, nothing. In Arima, we all have seen selfish leadership. We all have seen potholes, hardship, crime, and failure. The people in Arima, our Royal Chartered Borough, deserves better than that. And we are going to give it to you. Young children are afforded dwindling opportunity and support in this deteriorating education system. In my district of Arima North East alone, I can tell you of the instances of failures under the PNM government. This Keith Rowley-led government has absolutely no desire to secure the future of our youth. Their reckless and carefree manner of governing is being reflected by their lazy councillors in the Arima Borough Corporation. It is time that our borough focus on work to develop and protect young men and women. It is time we demand that women and men be given the tools at a local level to help develop our nation. Their modus operandi has been to talk about the UNC for the entire 4 years in government, while they themselves have not a single thing to show for their work. Under Kamala Bissasa's administration, we had a Children's Lives Fund established in 2010. This initiative has saved hundreds of children's lives, and now under this in-depth regime, the fund organization is in absolute disarray. In 2011, the UNC established a national program that reached out to thousands of youths at risk. Many beneficiaries are from right here in Arima. Yet today, large portions of this progressive initiative has been shelved by vindictive regime. In 2014, our then Prime Minister and this country's last real Prime Minister launched a national conversation program where she reached out to young professionals and make an effort in understanding their challenges. What has the PNM done? Nothing. Since 2015, this callous and devious government has destroyed every single one of these institutions of youth development. This government has ignored the proper protection and support for young men and women. This is why on December 2nd, we must come out in our dozens and put our best foot forward. We, the young people of Arima, must stand up for this wolf in sheep's clothing of a government and let them know that if they don't care about us, that we don't care about you. My dear brothers and sisters, I encourage you to rise up, stand up, and vote for our future. Vote for improved education for our children. Vote to protect our young women. Vote to ensure our young single mothers and fathers can have a sustainable future. Vote to put food back on your tables. Vote to get young people in Arima working again. Vote for the only party that has the ability to turn this nightmare around and provide a stable, strong, and brilliant path for our young people. Long live Trinidad and Tobago. Long live the United National Congress. Long live Kamala Bisasa.
Music for Christmas with Hearty Foods Christmas Ham Combo #1. 3 items. Wow, imagine 3 items. 1 boneless ham, 1 picnic ham, and 1 smoked chicken ham for only $280. You are saving $130. So come on through at Hearty Foods and stock your fridge with Ham Combo #1. Only at Hearty Foods, 21 to 22 Queen Street, Arima. Eat hearty, live healthy, save money.
I'm not hearing you. Who we voting for? So are we confident of taking back the corporation? And we're going straight into 2020 and take central government once more. Are we? Brothers and sisters, there's so much that can be said tonight. You know, I remember, I always say this and people look at me and try to chastise me when I say that the first housing development that was done under the former regime is the B-term estate. And the first shopping mall that was erected for them was the dump. The dump. And if that is progress under that party, let me tell you something. They don't have a plan. They never had an idea. They know not what the future holds even for their own party. Right now there's so much in fighting because nobody has an idea. Nobody. Brothers and sisters, our political leader has seen it fit to have some of the brightest minds, brilliant minds in this party. As you can look at the head table alone, you will see that. Brilliant. We will never fail you. We have never failed you. 2010, 2015, you have never seen so much progress in a country yet. There were dreams. We started to dream. We started to get up on a morning and we could have seen a future. Brothers and sisters, I'm sure for 4.5 years, we have gone into a stagnated economy. There's no hope. The only hope you have is the UNC. The UNC under the astute leadership of our great leader, the Honorable Kamala Persad Bisesa. Just remember that we are going live on UNC Facebook, UNC YouTube, and UNCTT.org. We are streaming live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Brothers and sisters, and Arima, the future is bright. It is bright when we take the corporation come December the 2nd. I now introduce to you another promising young man, a man of wisdom, a man of integrity, and a man of talent, and a man who would look after his people and his burgesses because he's a very youthful man. Let me introduce to you Arima West candidate, Arima West and Omira candidate, Mr. Mark Miller.
Pleasant good night, Arima. Make some noise. Make some noise, Arima. All protocols observed. Pleasant good night to our honorable leader, Ms. Kamala Persad Bisesa, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters, as we meet here today, our nation is in the darkest place that it has ever been before. Never before in the history of this nation has the people of this country been so burdened with hardship, threatened with crime, and ignored by a government it's elected to serve the people. That is neglect. As we meet here tonight, our country is in turmoil, and our fellow citizens are pleading for some relief. If you doubt me, read the papers, watch the news. We live it every day, we see it every day. Look at your neighbor, look at the communities they come from. We're crying for help. Shamefully, this Rowley-led administration only cares for a few because this is a government of the few and not the many. It is clear that the people of Arima don't matter. My brothers and sisters, people of Arima, all of you gathered here tonight, have worked so hard to develop your communities to business hubs and to economic centers. However, crime threatens the welfare and sustainability of our borough. Imagine a number of Arimians, hard-working individuals like yourself, trying to make ends meet,
trying to put bread on the table for their loved ones, had their lives taken while doing their best to survive. Doing their best to survive in this dark world, in this dark country that we're living in. The question we must ask ourselves, though, is why has the government ignored our cries for help? When the cell phone of a minister's son was stolen, they moved heaven and earth to find it. Today, when hard-working people of Arima are under threat, there is no new program in place to protect us. The people of this nation will not forgive this government for blatantly neglecting and giving hardship to the people of this country. Yes, we agree that this is a local government election, but you must ask yourself, what have the mayor and the borough corporation done to protect you and your family? When the PNM candidates come and ask you for your vote, you must ask them, what have you done to protect me and my family? What have you done to support me and my family? What have you done to help to develop the youths in my community? When we suffer from job loss, they ignore us. Now our fellow citizens lay murdered. They continue to ignore us. So let us ignore them on December 2nd and come out and vote for UNC. The people of Arima West, where I will win, deserve better. The people of Arima, you deserve better. And you have to take that step now and prepare yourself, prepare your family, prepare your friends to come out early on December 2nd and vote, because enough is enough. On September 7, 2015, the Red and Ready team promised you a better nation will be provided for you and your families. All it will be safer. What do you call that? Lies. This government only promises lies to its people. They promise us a stable economy. They promise us more growth. 4 years later, the economy continues to be downgraded by the rating agencies. Simply the worst government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. This has been a government of lies, lies, and more lies. And all these lies are aimed to hide the incompetence as well as the total mismanagement of our resources. Keith Rowley, when he was the opposition leader, committed one of the most degrading, insulting, and horrific acts against our democracy when he purposefully read fake emails alleging that the sitting government had plans to murder journalists. We need to remember, though, that independent agencies such as the FBI, such as the U.S. Department of Justice, such as Google and the Integrity Commission declared Emailgate as fake. The fact is this, my brothers and sisters, they are bankrupt for ideas and they have no vision for Arima Borough, they have no vision for Trinidad and Tobago. This government and its local council has totally ignored the people of Arima West, but come December 2nd, I intend to change that. As councillor, I will bring representation that demand better infrastructure, better roads, better policies to make Arima West a model community. To fight crime, we must fight it at the heart of the issue, which is people-centered development. We must ensure that there are opportunities for youth to develop holistically and advance so that they can go on to achieve great things. Today I want to tell you all tonight, keep the faith. Together we aspire, and believe you me, together we will achieve. God bless you all.
We was red and ready, now listen to me. Like the one till we red and hungry. The whole police
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Give him a round of applause, brothers and sisters. You hear what he said? This present administration has become bankrupt of ideas. And if we don't vote them out come December 2nd, this country will become bankrupt. Brothers and sisters, there's no doubt that we are facing a crisis in this country. The entire world is looking at us and laughing at us because they're saying to themselves, do they really have a government? Do we really have a government, brothers and sisters? So what do we do come December the 2nd? And put UNC, the United National Congress. Just remember, we are streaming live on UNC Facebook, UNC YouTube, and UNCTT.org. Brothers and sisters, I now present to you a man among men. A man that took a constituency from the doldrums of suffering and pain, from the doldrums of anger, and turned it around in 5 years, just 5 years. He was so instrumental and dedicated towards the upliftment of his country that he would call on ministers before they would deal with their own constituencies to have his constituency upgraded. Brothers and sisters, isn't he? Let me introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, a man that needs no introduction. Former Member of Parliament for Lahoketa Paru, former Minister of Lands and Marine Resources, and presently coordinator, none other than Mr. Jairam Simangal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremony, our political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, my colleagues on the head table, former Minister Anil Roberts, our coordinators, Mr. Nigel Trancuso, Mr. Brian Biggs, Mr. Nicholas Morris, and most important tonight, our candidates, our winning team for Arima Borough on December 2nd. Mr. Ashel Murray, Ms. Dariel Williams, Mr. Mark Miller, Mrs. Messilia Charles, Ms. Julia Edwards, Mr. Clinton Jennings, and Mr. Jabari Lamzi. My brothers and sisters, this will be the council come December 2nd when Arima Borough Corporation will be United National Congress once again. My brothers and sisters, I have listened to some of our young, inspiring councillors, and I can tell you that our borough, Arima, is in very, very, very safe hands. These are men and women who have been chosen from among its people, who came within the bowels of Arima, who have walked the length and breadth of their burgesses, and who come December 2nd will lead Arima once again to victory, and Arima Borough Corporation will be United National Congress once again. My brothers and sisters, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by Keith Rowley and his band of lying bandits. The only time that this country sees progress is under a government that is not PNM. You remember when they call us the box drain government? You know why they did that? It's because the money wasn't going to the 1%. It was going to the 99% of the Trinidadians. The only time that rural Trinidad and Tobago see progress is when a government that is not PNM is in office. from Toko to Ikakas, from Mayaro to Karanaj in Keith Rowley constituency. That is the only time we see progress in this country. And I heard Mark talk about it. You see, in 2015, they fooled the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They fooled the people of Trinidad and Tobago into voting for them. And I'll tell you why. In 2012, or before I go there, I'll tell you, one of the hardest working member of parliament, you all know him from Laokita Taraparo, nobody could have believed that he could have win, he could have lose election in 2015. Nobody. But it is Keith Rowley lies. You see that email gate? Don't take it for granted. And they are trying a new email gate too now. This Cambridge analytical nonsense they're coming with. Email gate 2, they feel that the people will be fooled again like what in 2012. Listen, 2012 we sat in parliament. And the leader of the opposition came to the parliament and he held a piece of paper in his hand like this. And he said, big news, breaking news. This is going to change the landscape of political parties and campaigning in this country. Breaking news. We have emails that a sitting Prime Minister, her Attorney General, and others are plotting to kill people, journalists in this country. Do you know that that resonated in people's mind during the 2015 election? Because we had everything going for us. And when we went around in the 2015 election, they said that you all haven't cleared your names as yet. The sitting opposition leader, Dr. Keith Rowley, had made some serious accusation, and you all haven't cleared that up. But history will show that every single institution, be it Trinidad and Tobago and otherwise, have shown that that email gate was just a scandal. It was designed to work in the minds of the gullible Trinidad and Tobagonians that really caused us in 2015 to lose the election. And they are trying a new thing, this Cambridge analytical nonsense. I am certain one of them paid to have that book written. Why didn't bring him to Trinidad and let him face the charges if he would have committed crimes, as he said in a book like that? We have relationship with England. We have relationship with Scotland Yard. We just have Scotland Yard officers come down in Trinidad. If you have to bring him, it is not difficult to bring anybody in Trinidad to face any charges whatsoever. But that was designed, again, like the email gate, to work in the minds of individuals, to work in the minds of people and feel that we are so gullible that we could be fooled once again. My brothers and sisters, I'll tell you, come December 2nd, we are going to send a message to Dr. Keith Rowley and the PNM that Arima will be reverted to United National Congress and the ruling party. Next year general election, Kamla Prasad Bisesa will be Prime Minister of this country once again. They could jump high, they could jump low, they could jump left, they could jump right. Kamla Prasad Bisesa will be Prime Minister of this country again. Mark my word. You see, when we turn this on to build the Arima Hospital, it's over 100 years. People have been dying in this country, in Arima, from Blanchishes to Wallafield to all over in this area, dying because when you go to the Arima Hospital or the Arima Health Center, they have to send you down to Port of Spain or Mount Up to be treated. And people from Arima were crying out. I remember Baliram Maharaj going on TV every other day. Why is it, and that was during Manning period and all before that, why is it Arima cannot get a hospital? Everybody in Arima know that they wanted a hospital in Arima except PNM. So when Kamla Prasad Bisesa during her term in office, she knew that it's not the 1% alone we must take care of, we must take care of everybody in this country. And she came to Arima and turned the sod for that hospital. You're never going around telling everybody that they are building a hospital. Listen, mark my dollar, mark this, my word for it. That hospital, I am certain everybody know that that hospital has been painted yellow. Not for the reason of because Kamala Prasad Bisesa was there, but because the United National Congress is responsible for that hospital. My brothers and sisters, when you look at the bypass at Sangre Grande, I have said it on several occasions. The PNM during the term of Manning, they came up with an idea that they are going to build a highway from Valencia to Manzanilla. And the highway is passing inside Kumoto behind Godback. Listen, man, it takes you 25 minutes to reach from Valencia Junction to the beginning of the highway. But it takes you 10 minutes to reach from Valencia Junction to Sangre Grande. I mean, what kind of madness, what kind of madness this PNM administration is. When you look at how much money they have spent, over $500 million already, and I'm sure that they're counting overrun, because PNM is a government of overrun, of overspending, and of over budgeting every single thing. I am certain time the hospital done like the Brian Lara Stadium. You all remember that? Brian Lara Stadium was scheduled for $450 million. And time to finish, it was $1.1 billion. And they're talking about UNC don't know how to budget and spend. Man, come again, man. I am certain, seeing the amount of you here tonight and seeing the work that these candidates are doing, I am certain come December 2nd, Arima will be painted yellow once again. And the borough of Arima will be in the hands of capable young men and women who can do the people's business to heart and who can do the people's business so that everybody can benefit. My brothers and sisters, we have one choice to make. On December 2nd, we are going to protest. We are going to protest like what they're doing all over the world. Let your finger do the talking. Put on your yellow jersey from now and come out your house and show them that enough is enough, enough is enough. The UNC works, the PNM. 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 Come December 2nd, put your X to the rising sun and let the Arima Borough Corporation come home once again to the United National Congress. Long live the United National Congress and long live our political leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa.
The UNC, on the other hand, delivered the Costat campus, the Eldorado Nursing Academy, upgraded the Tulapuna Market, Apuna Promenade, plus much more. And that was just in the East-West corridor. The UNC works, the PNM talks. December 2nd, talk done.
Let us get TNT working again.
This excuse for our government, Keith Rowley and his bandits. Brothers and sisters, I present to you now, I spoke to this girl on many occasions, this young woman, and I have dubbed her the Mother Teresa of Malabar North. A very passionate woman who feels the pain of the suffering, who wishes that she could, get rid of everything and supply you all with just the basic amenities to ensure that growth starts again in Malabar North. Sometimes I look at her and I can see pain in her because of her truthfulness towards wanting to represent her people and bring you out into freedom, ladies and gentlemen. I will not hesitate. I am so honored to introduce to you Malabar North Councillor Celia Charles.
Hear the people cry, why the crime is so high? Food prices gone up,
Good evening to the members of the regional team, former MP Mr. Jairam Simangal, former MP Mr. Anna Roberts, and former local government councillor Ms. Vidya Mahabir. My distinguished colleagues, and most of all to you, my brothers and sisters of Arima and environs. A great man once said that power only has one duty: to secure the social welfare of the people. In the last 3 years, we have seen the People's National Movement use their power to benefit themselves, their friends and family, whilst you, the hard-working taxpayer, fit their bills. Under this administration, through their agents at local government level, we have seen the middle class strangled and lower class left out to die. For 3 years, my heart has cried out for citizens such as Susan Paul, who is here with us tonight, who lost her son to gun violence, and just like many others, has no access to counseling because of the lack of citizen-oriented welfare programs. My heart cries out for the children of Malabar Government Primary School, who have been stuffed into containers for 4 years, because this administration can take some of their one Alexandra Place money to finish the school. My heart cries out for the many parents of Malabar North who cannot afford to send their children to school every day. Imagine, under this heartless government, our community centers are maintained with our money, yet they are not deployed for our lives. Centers such as Upper Malabar, Malabar Phase 4 community centers, they are being sold to whoever could afford $3,000 for 2 hours for whatever purpose other than building community spirit and strengthening our bonds as fellow Malabar natives. So clearly, the classless, biased and uncaring nature of this government not only shines through the opportunities of cabinet, but also through their incompetent and idle lackeys in this community. May I remind you that just 4 short years ago, we had a UNC government that worked for you and upheld their ideals of grassroots first. We had a UNC government led by the compassionate Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Between 2010 and 2015, we saw a government that cared for its people. They showed it by using their power to supply you with the best chances for success. Our children had laptops and an expanded GATE program. Our mothers had a baby grant. Our differently abled and senior citizens enjoyed increased monthly grants. Their hearts were content as they had a government that cared for their needs and showed it via their local governments, maintenance of their rails, ramps, pavements, and drainage. We had a ministry of the people because we were of the people. We had reached out to those that are in need, and even in our position now, we still take pride in championing for your causes, in facilitating your progress, as we believe that above all, we must look out for our brothers and sisters. But fast forward to 2019. We have a government that insists on pressuring you with tax to the max. They expect you to pay almost double the cost for gas. They expect you to curry and stew LED light bulbs for your family to eat. They expect you to take $2.50 and make magic with it. As we stand here tonight, I know fathers preparing for their second and third jobs to go out there in the uncertainty of our crime-riddled state, all in the name of making ends meet for their families. I know single mothers who are desperately trying to survive, trying to provide, trying to keep their life afloat because all the help has dried up. I know about children who have no access to technology and are struggling to keep up in the classroom just because they weren't lucky enough to be born into a well-off enough family. And in the face of this turmoil and struggle, our so-called great Prime Minister has instructed us to be weaned off this government. Our brothers and sisters that are strangling the poverty line have limited opportunity, must be weaned off this careless PNM. Our children whose schools can be opened and whose parents barely have a cent to feed them must be weaned off this careless government. The families that can't get a food card, that don't ever see their counselor, that have been subjugated, must be weaned off this wicked regime. Well, I say to you, those in the PNM that are listening, that come December 2nd, we will begin to wean off the PNM. We will mobilize the people of Arima. We will reclaim their lives and send a message to you that power we have bestowed upon you, we will be abused no more. I stand here as a ready, willing and able example of the work the UNC is prepared to do in Arima. As my heart yearns for my people of Malabar North, I am here to underline that our intent is to bring back progress to this region. I stand here as the future councillor for Malabar North. And through the hard work of my colleagues and I, we will restore hope to the people of Arima. We will secure the future of the children of Arima. We will bring opportunities to our brothers and sisters of Arima Borough Corporation. Just as we did before, we will do it again. And we will show them that performance beats old talk any day. Long live Trinidad and Tobago, long live the United National Congress, long live Kamala Prasad Bisesa. My brothers and sisters, have a good night.
Make sure the talk is done now. Time to start back the work now. All the talk done, all the talk done. Work nation.
Let's speak about now. What's going on now? The issues.
Thank you so much, Mother Teresa. I'm sorry, sorry. I got to say Mother Teresa. You know, she's so good. She's so compassionate. She empathizes. She carries the burden of her community with her burgesses. She is one, truly one of a kind. Let's give her a round of applause. Right? Brothers and sisters, my next speaker, and I ask the head table to give me the opportunity. I don't have a good voice, but I must introduce him. Before I introduce him, let me say this. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the books. Won't you hear to sing? This songs of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption song. Brothers and sisters, I now present to you none other than the candidate for Malabar South, the one, the only, Julius Edward.
With all of them, I fed up. With all of them, I fed up. With all of them, I fed up.
Malabar South Road March. Good night to my UNC brothers and sisters, my future council colleagues, and to the beautiful people of the Arima Borough Corporation. Good night. Tonight I want to tell you that I am the winning candidate for Malabar South. And before I go further, in Malabar South we have a victimization going on with all the wrong soldiers that are moving with me. And tonight, they show me that they don't care and they are going to die for the yellow. Give them a big round of applause. Tonight I want to tell you that the people of Malabar South are fed up with the malicious, arrogant,
disrespectful and poor government of the Dr. Rowley-led administration. Let me hear it. Brothers and sisters, when I walk through Malabar South, the people are constantly saying it to us that 2015 they made a mistake. Well, I tell them, if they make it again, something wrong with them. Throughout Malabar South, people are saying that the PNM has betrayed them. They are saying that the PNM has neglected them, used them and ignored them. The people of Malabar South want the UNC because its track record of delivery and people-centered development. Is that true? Ask yourself this for a minute. What has the PNM done for sports throughout Trinidad and Tobago? I'm not hearing. Brothers and sisters, sport is one of the main ways of human development. Sport is one of the main ways of fighting crime because it allows young people a place to channel their talent and energy. In every community, there are key elements that bolster the life of the citizen. In Arima, we take pride in our rich history of sport. We have produced a number of world-class Arimian athletes such as Larry Gomes. And we know that? As a matter of fact, Arima has produced some of the best sportsmen in the country and Caribbean. However, in the last 4 years after Anil leave, I don't know what's going on, right? Nothing. The led administration has thrown sports by the wayside. They have thrown sports away. Is that true? Yes. Our community basketball court have no lights. So it's a haven right now for crime. And it did not act like that. Our recreational parks are without lights, and it didn't have it like that. Just as our athlete clubs are undersupplied with the necessary tools and beacon in the community, and it didn't have that. Am I lying? Alright. We miss him, man? Yeah. This clueless PNM has failed to recognize the importance of sports in our community development. Because of their lack of focus, many of our young people are idle. We see that. The Friday nights of sweating the basketball court with everyone being out of their houses, fellowshipping, bonding is becoming a rare sight because of the facilities are not being properly maintained. Is that the way the Arima people deserve? Is that the way what the people of Arima deserve? We can't even have small goal tournaments. Small goal tournaments bring camaraderie, bring love into our community. We don't have that. Arima deserve a rich history of athletes in crisis because many athletes are not receiving the support they truly deserve. Since 2015, it has been the private sector that have provided the foundation for community development through sports. The community support has dried up. The maintenance of ground infrastructure has not been non-existent. The government has spent their future on their time on which hunts the propaganda while the investment in Arima has been minimal. The future of the Rowley-led regime as last set of local government councillors demonstrates that the heartless PNM government does not care for the Malabar. They do not care for Arima. We see that then? Yeah. You sure that? Yeah. What a contrast from the situation of 2010 to 2015, where the intelligence and caring Kamala Prasad Bisesa led a government that prioritized community and development and the comfort of citizens. True? Yeah. Box gyms around our park are built and maintained. Our youth sporting program provided a platform for many in this community. Our community centers were for our people. Our beloved Ligum Stadium was not a white elephant. Sporting development and community outreach was a priority. Through the work of people like Anil Roberts, I don't know that, sports and fundamental principle in making Arima a harmonious and progressive community. We had a government that cared. We had a government that invested. We had a government that worked. So understand that on December the 2nd, your future is in your hands. Not everybody know the future is in our hands. Whether you want to stay under this inept regime or you want change, you want a community that has the necessary infrastructure and programs to continue this wonderful legacy of sports which Anil Roberts started. You want councillors that can be called at any time and are willing to sacrifice
their all to make sure you and the people are accounted for. You want a government that knows how to bring development to a community, that knows how to listen to its people. On December the 2nd, do the right thing. Don't vote for old talk. Vote for performance. Vote for the United National Congress, the only party that sees the interest of the Arima Borough Corporation and the people of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Long live the United National Congress. Long live Kamala Bissessa. Let the Malabar South get working again.
A round of applause for Julius Edwards. Brothers and sisters, I tell you here tonight, you are going to get everything live, because we are going live on UNC Facebook, UNC YouTube, and UNCTT.org. Let me take this opportunity again to thank Hearty Foods for giving us this facilitation. We thank you very much. In this time when businesses are hard and many businesses are closing down, you have found the time to afford us this facility. We thank you very much. Brothers and sisters, Mr. Edwards would have told you about the lack of funding for sports. I tell you this, 2010-2015, we had a vision to emancipate our people. We were well on the way, and you all would have experienced the satisfaction of that emancipation. Brothers and sisters, I know calling a man who took the little black boys out of the doldrums of despair, a man who liberated his youths and by the entire country, a man who did everything possible to ensure that the little black boy is not dubbed the little black boy again, but a productive member of our society. I present to you none other than former Minister of Parliament for Darby O'Meara, former Minister of Sports, Mr. Anil Roberts.
Sing it to me. Sing it all. Tell them we fed up. Have them by the line. Cause them is wolf in disguise. Have them playing games. Good evening, UNC family. Good evening, Arima. Let me tell you something. And let me talk some real talk now. They have a bald-head woman going around all over the place, from Maloney to Bonnet to Malabar to Grandy, calling my name and saying that I telling citizens to run the PNM out of the area. Madam, I can't tell people what to do. The people running you because you don't love them. You didn't take care of them. And they're not so powerful to tell people run you. They're running you because you take away Kamala Children Life Fund. They're running you because you take away laptop. They're running you because you take away gate. They're running you because you put fat back on food. They're running you because you take away textbook. They're running you because the whole are bottle. They're running you because mosquito biting them. They're running you because you take away hospital. They're running you because children hospital closed. They're running you because no sports. They're running you because no work. They're running you because you call me dog. They're running you because you don't like people. They're running you because you hate people. They're not running you because Anil tell them. Anil talking love. Anil talking Kamala policy. Anil talking future. Anil talking change. Anil talking UNC business. So when they run you, run fast because you play the fool. And let me tell you one more thing. Camille Robinson Regis, please stop calling my name. I only like nice woman to call my name, not a bald-head girl. So leave Anil, rest Anil, because the people understand that Anil was part of a government that cared about them. Now I want you all to understand something. When Rowley talk, listen to him, you know. Because Rowley, just tell you exactly what he's going to do. Only listen carefully. Keith Christopher Rowley is talking about a new society. This new society, when you analyze it and you listen to what he is saying to you that under him as Prime Minister, he's so lazy, he ain't want to do no work. So therefore the new society is, the people must take care of themselves. The people must stop crime. The people must fix the road. The people must fix the grounds. The people must cook food. The people must buy books. The people must pay tax. The people must go to the hospital and wait. All you must do everything. And he rock back and procure with all he boys. That is what he's telling you. He want to take the new society away from the old society, which was Kamla society. Here, Kamla society, children must live, children like fun, money for surgery, children, single mothers must get baby milk so their children brain can develop good. They must have laptops so they can move into the future. They must be able to have sporting facilities and opportunities. They must have jobs. They must be able to go to school free. PTSD must work. Sea Bridge must work. Air Bridge must work. That is Kamla society. Rowley want to change that, which he already has, but he ain't done with all you yet. If Trinbagonians, I love all you, know. I love all you, but if we so dotish to vote for that black hating Oreo, and he's an Oreo cookie. And I don't even buy Oreo for my daughter anymore. I just go and buy tortillas. I just go and buy what they call them, Shirley biscuit. I just buy digestive. I say, baby, leave the Oreo, we can't go there. I never see a man hate himself so. And if he hate himself, how he could love you? Politics is not a football game, you know. Politics is not a game, yellow versus blue, yellow versus red, and who win, drink and party. Politics is a serious thing. Because when them win, you suffer. When them win, you have no jobs. When them win, crime going wild. And you have a man who comes as a superhero. They say he come to be the Minister of National Security to save we. Last week he started crying, so God had run away. I can't catch it, it run away from me. And then he bring out a book, Mind Something. Tell Stuart Young, Rowley, and the bunch of thieving crab get out of this country because we fed up. We fed up of them. Now understand something? I'll give you one story, I could give you 100, you know. But I want to explain to y'all how sick Rowley is. Imagine Tim Gopi Singh and Kamla Prasad Bisesa created a position in school to ease up single mothers, to ease up families on low income. And they put in extra school feeding program with nourishment for breakfast and lunch. And then they were making sure with 130 million a year, they buy textbook for the children. Rowley's so criminal. He take away the textbook and all. So a father, imagine this. And this is why Rowley must go, Camille must go, and they must run out of there. Imagine this. Listen to me carefully. Think about it. Feel it, so that on December 2nd you will go and vote out anything that look red. You might even vote out the traffic light when it turn red, because you don't want to see that at all. Understand this? Our hard-working police officers had to go when they were called to Muhammad's bookstore to lock up a man, a father who went to Muhammad's bookstore. Not to thief the cash register, not to thief the blue notes, not to take gold off the cashier neck, not to thief diamond ring. He went with the booklets of his child's school books, and he had the booklets, and he was stealing one book at a time because Rowley and the wicked government take away the booklet and giving Paris and Rawi 61 million. Now think about what went through that father's head. That is a good man. He didn't go and thief just for thieving sake. He thieved for his children. And that That is why Kamala Prasad Bisesa needs to come back as the Prime Minister of this country. Because wrong leaders make good people do wrong things. Understand that politics. Thank you, my brother. Leave me, let me preach just now. I don't have much time. Alright, don't help me, I don't need help. You go and help Camille just now and then tell she don't come back here, right? So listen to me. In the last minute that I have, let me explain something to you. If you vote for a man who does not like people, who only wants to live amongst those who have a lot of money, who wants to lie in Goodwood Park on New Year's Eve, smoke cigar, drink scotch, and let his friends call him little black boy, and he goes running like a little clown. If you want to vote for a man like that, think about the candidates that he is going to select. A leader selects people who in their own likeness. A leader selects people who remind them of themselves. Rowley has chosen 139 Rowleys, baby Rowleys, female Rowleys, green Rowleys, yellow Rowleys. They're all over the country, and we have to vote them all out. We have to get rid of big Rowley, little Rowley, skinny Rowley, fat Rowley, flu Rowley, all the Rowley. So on December 2nd, you must go early, wake up, eat your doubles, drink your coffee. Hazel Manning must drink she breakfasts, eat she food, and she and all go vote out the PNM. The UNC has the best candidates in the likeness of our leader, a mother who the first thing she did is save children, produce money for single mothers, bring school books, sport, young people. Every policy in place was trickling down from the bottom to take care of those most in need. Rowley and his government even cut funding from special needs children. How could you do that? Think about that. Special needs children funding cut. They cut everything except money going to Franklin Khan, Al Rawi, Johnny Sukaran, Espine, Kwamena, Newman George, all of these fellas, Noel Garcia, spending all the money. But his brother get run out of Temple Street and they say it's Anil. It's not Anil. The people are feeling the pain of the PNM and they are fed up. It must stop on December 2nd and the UNC must run it and get rid of them. The racial politics is over. There is no more Indian and African. It's only Dougla down the line. On policy, we going with Kamala Prasad Bisesa for the people, all people of Trinidad and Tobago. The lady who loves children, single mothers, and the working poor. She will be back, and the start begins with these councillors. We start in Arima and we go into Dago, we going in Grandi, we going across Chaguanas, we go in Point Fortin, we go in Labre, we go in Tunapuna, and we running Rowley's Red right out of town. Great is the UNC, and Kamala Prasad Bisesa shall return. God bless the candidate. Vote on December 2nd. God bless Kamala Prasad Bisesa, and great is the yellow, and we must vote on December 2nd. Thank you very much. God bless.
Make sure the talk is done now. Time to start back the work now. All the talk done, all the talk done. Work nation.
The crowd here, are you intoxicated like they drink all the rum? I want them to know, yes, I'm intoxicated with the values and the policies that will be implemented by our next leader and government led by the astute and the honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Yes, I'm intoxicated with such.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know, boy. I just get confused when people like Anil don't talk, Let's get confused. So here happen. What I will do for you now is also introduce you to another promising candidate, and definitely the councillor. That councillor for... Let me hear from all the volume. Tom. The next councillor for Tampuna, ladies and gentlemen. A promising leader, ladies and gentlemen. All you know who I'm talking about? Who I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Jabari Lamzi.
What to do? But put taxes on me and you take back the boot car and the sitting's hard.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I want to give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for giving me the opportunity to be here before you in the land of the living. Arima Posse, Calvary, where are you? Pinto, where are you? Tumpuna Road, Malabar, Jonestown, where are you? I hope all you out here. Arima, I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this opportunity to be before you all tonight. I live for this moment. And I'm grateful to the UNC, to the honorable political leader, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, for giving me this opportunity. Without her, I would never be here. The UNC executive who endorsed me are grateful because I needed this opportunity. It's about time we take back Arima. It's about time we get what we rightfully deserve. Arima has been undone for many years. All it is do is fix up the things we could see, so we feel as though they're working, and behind the scene the people suffering. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot of things I need to say here tonight, and they're giving me 5 minutes. But one of the first things I need to draw attention to on the ground, and the issue that I discussed with nobody on the executive here, because I wait for this right time, because I told the individual, you know what, you had your day, but I will have my day. There's an activist with us here today, who was fired on Friday for sticking up posters for the UNC. They say she wasn't fired after I make her bacchanal 6 o'clock in the morning. They say she on 2 weeks suspension with no pay. Jabari, you pay her. Make sure she gets through. But hear what I told them. I say all you continue to do it and show all your true colors. Take the food out of poor people's mouth. That is what they're doing. That is what they've been doing all year. Everything Kamala give all year. Everything the Honorable Kamala Bisesa give all year, they take it back. Watch and see. Nothing she give all you have right now. Because that is the government we're dealing with. They are against happiness. They are against happiness. They don't want to see poor people happy. They alone must be happy. The 1% alone must be happy. Poor people is not to be happy. URP, CPEP, well, we thought they're giving me that. But as you say, is UNC, they're taking that from you. And that is the reality of it. They're forcing it upon the jersey. If you don't go and support me, you ain't getting paid for that day. And furthermore, if you put on the UNC jersey, you lost your work. Well, here what's going on. The people willing to lose their work. You know why? Because they know December the 2nd, just now, 1 week away, 2 weeks away, last week, no, 1 week. They know it coming, the rising sun. That is what it is, you know. The rising sun. It's coming. So they ain't worried. We gonna lose, we walk. We ride in a Jabari. We sticking up posters. Somehow we gonna chip up and she gonna get paid. That is the reality of it. I'm telling all you, believe it or not, come December the 2nd, the UNC is going to take Arima. Malabar is going to vote UNC. Every single district in Arima is going to come out and show it. You know what, Anil? When I talk after Anil, I don't have much I could say, but I could talk about real issues that we're facing.
The UNC people afraid to come out. You know why? They've been victimized. They've been robbed. They've been assaulted. Things thrown on their vehicles. The homes being invaded when they're not there. They're afraid to come out. Intimidation is what it is deal with. Intimidate the people, they know how to do that. But the UNC people will vote. We don't need to be out here 5,000 strong and then they're violating the families when we're not home. They're robbing us on the way home. They're looking to take the little what we have. That is what they're dealing with, intimidation. So it's only the strong and the strong-willed people you're seeing here. The diehard soldiers. We out here, we representing. Everybody coming out and vote December the 2nd. Don't get it twisted. You know what I love about this job, To be counselor. To be counselor, you're going to meet everybody. You're going to walk every street. You're going to meet every household. You're going to know who have 5 children, who mother dead, who have 4 cars, who getting flood out, who sewer leaking, who neighbor wall too close to the house. You're going to meet everybody. And everybody I meet had enough of this incompetent PNM government and this worthless Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley waste of time. 4 years wasted. It nearly up.
Here we go.
General government elections next year. What we're dealing with here now is local government elections. Why we out here now? Local government elections. Why we out here now? They ain't cutting the grass behind the house. Why we out here now? The drain ain't getting clean. Why we out here now? The grass on the field still high. Why we out here now? Nothing for the youths and them. No employment. Nothing on the ground. That is why we out here. This is the mobilization for Kamala bigger plan. This is the mobilization for the general election. This is where we send a message to the people. A message to the PNM. This is the message on December the 2nd. That come 2020. Remember Manning had a vision 2020? Well, the vision was the rising sun. He never got a chance to tell all you. That was the vision he had. The rising sun, 2020. But we have to initiate it from now. December the 2nd. Come out and vote. Help Kamala prepare herself for 2020. How will you want the Honorable Kamala Bissessa to be prepared to fight? And the soldiers looking weak. We have to show her the soldiers strong. We have to show her the local people voting. We have to show her the local people supporting her. Don't study the PNM all year. They're starving their own people. That is something Kamala never do. She believe in helping poor people. She believe in helping poor people. As my son passed for QRC this year, he come home, you know what he tell me? Daddy, I need a laptop. I say, oh gosh, boy. The registration fees, the school books, the pants, the shoes, I can't buy that laptop. You know? He said, but Daddy, I have a project to do. I said, well, here we're going on, son. We had to vote for Kamala so you could get back the little laptop, boy. So, you know, up to now I ain't scrape up the money to buy the laptop, you know. I'm hoping somebody who coming from America for Christmas will bring the laptop for me. Well, they're hearing me now. I need a laptop all year. We didn't have to do that before, boy. We want to keep a little baby shower. You have to go now, ask your auntie, ask your granny for money, ask this one. Before you're sure you have a little money coming, boy, Kamala sending a little baby grant for you. You could borrow it, you know, but you're sure you can pay it back. Now when you borrow it, you can't pay it back. You own your family, you're under pressure, your baby you have basic amenities, and the cycle continues. Vote PNM. Well, not now. Vote the UNC. That is the only way it will get better. Local government elections. Tumpuna Road, that is where I'm from. Cocorit Road, that is where I'm from. My people, my little area, they say I forget them, you know, but I don't want them to know where I is. Anytime they know where I is, they will come for me. Because that is the wicked government we're dealing with. They will try any stunt not for the UNC to succeed on December the 2nd. So anytime you see the scene progress, they're going to send an enemy to break you down. So be wary. Richard Trace Posse, I ain't forget all you. But I didn't want them to know where I'm from. But now they know, and Richard Trace know I ain't forget all you. That is my people. Pereira Lane. That is my people. Cookery Trace. Nobody don't call those streets again. You gotta forget one. And they go call me on the little cards what we giving out. Because we giving out cards with our name and number. Kamala Prasad Bisasa, our leader, mandated that even after this election, win, lose or draw, walk your community. Because that is what they say. Only election time we see in all here. I believe in this woman for a reason, you know? Not because I just come out here, but she mandate policies and she stand by them. She promise you things and she deliver them. Rowley promised us things and we still waiting. 4 years gone and we ain't get them yet. The 5th year coming, I want to see if he can provide all of them in this one last year here. Ladies and gentlemen, they give me 5 minutes. I feel I'm going over. I feel I'm running out of time. But I'm on a roll. So I will keep going. December 2nd, come out and vote. December 2nd, all local government offices across the country, Arima in particular, vote for the Rising Sun. Vote for the UNC. Long live the UNC. Long live the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa. I'm grateful for the opportunity you give me. And we will only make you proud. I will only make you proud. Long live the UNC. UNC family! Have a blessed night, everybody.
Over $160 billion, nothing to show for it. The UNC, on the other hand, delivered the Costac campus. The El Dorado Nursing Academy upgraded the Tunapuna Market, Apuna Promenade, plus much, much more. And that was just in the East-West corridor. The UNC Works, the PNM Talks, December 2nd, talk done.
Let us get TNT working again.
They make sure this finger goes by the rising sun. Brothers and sisters, we will not hesitate. We will go right into the other speaker. Then the other speaker, a former councillor and your present candidate, and he will be again councillor for you, the councillor for Calvary. I now present to you Mr. Clinton Jennings. Our leader, the Honorable Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisasa, members of the head table, my fellow candidates, a pleasant good evening. The Arima family, pleasant evening to you too. Tonight, I am going to speak about a little of what is happening in our country, and of course, what is happening or not happening in our beautiful Royal Chartered Borough. A great calamity has befallen our beloved country. A great calamity has befallen our borough. You all know what that calamity is? The PNM. That's right, the PNM. Today, we see the massive unemployment, poverty, and obscene inequality are terrible scourges of our time. Today, we see throughout our beloved borough that businesses are suffering. They are suffering, you know why? Due to the failure of the PNM nationally to strengthen our economy, while suffering locally due to the borough's inability to make Arima attractive again. Our common future
will depend on the actions and plans of the UNC. The future of Arima depends right here on this team. You know, we have a historical opportunity to open the door to hope and the possibility of a future for all. In the words of the great Mandela, and I quote, "Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. Let us be that generation. Let our greatness blossom." Since the PNM has assumed mismanagement of our country, yes, you heard me right, they assumed the mismanagement of our country. It is estimated that some 50,000 people have lost their jobs in TNT. Yes, 50,000 people went on the breadline. Brothers and sisters, I want you to understand that thousands of that 50,000 live right here in Arima. Ask yourselves, is that the governance we deserve? No. This is in stark contrast to the period 2010 to 2015. And I'm sure you will agree with me, when the People's Partnership under the astute leadership of our leader, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessa, created over 50,000 sustainable jobs. The PNM must be condemned for rising unemployment, growing poverty, and a deteriorating standard of living that is hindering the progress of our people. The PNM must be condemned for the rising unemployment right here in Arima. As businesses suffer, we see it every day. When we walk through Arima, we see businesses suffering, businesses closing down, and people losing their jobs. My gosh, the mere surviving has become so very difficult under the PNM. Just surviving is so difficult now. And the blame for this lies squarely on whom? At the feet of the Prime Minister, Keith Rowley, who duped the population in 2015, telling them, let's do this. But all that he has done is to betray the working class and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. In 2016, the mayor of Arima and her team told you, let's do this also. Yet today, what have they done in Arima? Nothing. The PNM from inception never had a plan to address to address job creation and economic growth. All that they have done, and the only way the PNM know to deal with workers is to brutalize them. In fact, history will record that the PNM is the most anti-worker, oppressive regime in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. My people, do not be fooled by the increase in minimum wage, as my colleague spoke about earlier. Ask them why have thousands in Malabar, Calvary, Tumpuna, Omera, Arima North and Central have lost jobs. Why? The clueless PNM seems not to realize that wealth is generated by human labor. Without it, there is no income, whether in cash or kind, no consumer goods, no technology, capital or organization. Without labor, there will be no production or distribution of wealth, nor would markets exist. Today I tell you that this team here will ensure that your borough is well taken care of. This Arima team has the vision, the experience, and the drive to ensure a better Arima. And to my people in Calvary, I tell you, I will do my best to ensure that the quality of your lives improve. I will fight for a recreational area for the people of Calvary. It is time our children get a safe and secure place to recreate. Calvary has been without a recreational space. They never had one. And Calvary is a community like any other community in Arima. And a community is not complete, as we know, without a recreational space. And if this is not total disrespect to the people of Calvary by the PNM, then nothing is. I will fight for a better water supply for you. For water is not a luxury, it is your right. I will explore the possibilities of partnering with educational institutes such as MIC, UWI Continuing Studies, and YTEP in order to provide training and opportunities for the youth of Calvary and Mount Pleasant toward becoming gainfully employed or become entrepreneurs by using the skills they have learned. And so help the unemployment situation in Calvary. My people, if TNT is to recover, then the country's badly fried socio-economic fiber will need to be restitched, not just patched like the other team, the other side. That is what they do. They patch. We don't do patchwork in the UNC. We will restitch. We can no longer put plaster over sores. So, on the 2nd of December, the PNM must be sent a strong message. You all know what that message is? Arima? You all know what that message is? That enough is enough. Enough is enough. We're not taking any more talk. Done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
Brothers and sisters, it is time you all wake up. You know, there's a great poetry that says, the height of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling onwards in the night. Brothers and sisters, the UNC, we the UNC are a working party. Since 2015, this government has been in slumber. They've been asleep. I urge you now, ladies and gentlemen, to stand up. Get up. Stand up for your right and vote out this party that is sleeping right now on us. They have no idea what's happening to us. Brothers and sisters, let me introduce to you now the former Commonwealth Youth Ambassador, International Affairs Officer of the UNC, and started his political career within the Arima family, political family, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce to you none other than Mr. Nicholas Morris.
We was red and ready, now listen to me. Like the one to leave, we red and hungry.
Brothers and sisters of Arima, after you have heard the candidates, the message is clear that the UNC will be winning the borough of Arima come December 2nd. Brothers and sisters, we are 8 days away from Arima going yellow. We are 8 days away from the UNC putting the curtail of the life on the People's National Movement throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Brothers and sisters, tonight I will not be long because you've had brilliant speakers and brilliant messages. But the fact is, the local government elections on December 2nd are the most critical local government elections in our country's history, because they are a referendum on the Rowley regime. They are a referendum on the worst government that this country has ever seen, brothers and sisters. You see, brothers and sisters, while they on that platform speak about Anil, who was the best sports minister this country has had, we talk about policy. While they on that platform speak about Kamla Prasad Bisesa, we speak about rebuilding and saving Trinidad and Tobago. You see, brothers and sisters, what the PNM does not want you to know is that at this very moment, a mother is crying because she could not feed her children. That is the reality of the Kid Rowley regime. You see, what they do not want you to know, so they talk about marijuana, is the fact that tomorrow morning a father cannot put food on that Sunday table. You see, tonight, a child throughout in this country will fall sick. And you know what is the reality? The parents will not be able to afford medicine. When they go to the hospitals, there will be no medicine. The fact is, under Keith Rowley, this country has failed. But you see, brothers and sisters, they've gone on their platform and they tell you to bring out the St. Michael's prayer, and they tell you to bring out the cocaine broom. But let me tell you something. I have had my rosary on me since 2015, because under Keith Rowley, we have been living in a hell. We have been living in a failed state. You see, brothers and sisters, they will tell you about running the UNC with a cocaine broom. You know why? Because we shake them up. Because right here in Arima, the PNM is on the back foot. You see, when they walk through Diego Martin, the UNC is moving ahead. When they walk through Port of Spain, the UNC is moving ahead. And when they walk through Arima, the UNC is winning. So their only option is to beg you to run us. But brothers and sisters, you see, some months ago, the Prime Minister, he asked one of our MPs to meet him on the pavement. What he didn't realize, it was the soldiers of the UNC who was going to meet him on the pavement, mobilize and vote him out on December 2nd. You see, I heard some minister talking about our Arima candidates. You know why they will speak about our Arima candidates? Because they are afraid of them. Because on December 2nd, we will whitewash them in the Arima borough. So brothers and sisters, I tell you tonight, let us make sure that in Arima, we bring back hope to Trinidad and Tobago. Let us make sure that we remember that race does not divide us. Our struggle brings us together. Let us remember that we came together to build this country. Let us remember that no Prime Minister could ever divide us, and we must unite again to save Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Long live the UNC, and long live the people of Arima.
Boy, nothing to eat. Fridge empty. Food prices going high. Keith, you catch me this time, you know, the fridge empty, have nothing to eat. Taking my grocery money to pay for Shamfa phone bill? Nah, you see this talk done. Come December 2nd, I voting for the UNC.
Don't wait for the general elections. Vote them out now.
Let us get TNT working again.
A man who has been working very, very hard for the past months, preparing our candidates, and bringing them to this point here, ladies and gentlemen, where we know for sure come December 2nd, we will secure the borough of Arima. The corporation, sorry, my apologies. Brothers and sisters, I now present to you the coordinator, Mr. Nigel Trankusu.
Good night, political leader, the Honorable Dr. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, Senior Counsel. Good night, NATEX executives, Mr. Brian Big and Mr. Nicholas Morris. Past MPs and members of Parliament and ministers, Mr. Anna Roberts. I saw Mr. Jairam had to leave. The chairpersons of the Abedi Omera, as well as Arima. And to you, lovely candidates, good night. Good night, my Arima family. Good night. Now, I'm having a lot of trouble with the mic. I have been given the task to coordinate these seats in Arima. And I must admit, I was given candidates to coordinate. I didn't select. And under Dr. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, Arima has been given the best candidates ever. These candidates, they know what affects the burgesses of Arima. They understand the problems that you all face daily and collectively in the borough of Arima. I would have asked, give me 10 things that your burgesses need. And off the bat, they were able to provide a list of those things. Some of the common things are street lights. The place dismal. Arima looks dingy and grimy under the PNM government. Water. If you don't have a tank in your house, you have no water to get. I wouldn't list the next the 10 things, but I'm going on a big one now. Roads. Arima, the PNM feel that they own Arima. So no matter what they do, we're not going to vote them out, and that is not so. So here what they have done. This is how they have forgotten you in the smallest and the simplest of things. Since I'm a little child like this, I know when election coming because you know the roads paving. Here what they do to Arima, they pave in Sangre Grande, marginal. They pave in Tunapuna, those other marginal seats. But Arima, we don't need no paving. Rubbish. We too, we need roads in Arima. When you're coming through Arima, it's badang, badang, badang. Nobody wants to do business anymore in Arima. As someone said earlier on, you're going to Trinity, you're going to shops of Arima, and what is happening with the business community in Arima? Nobody wants to come here. It is not, it's crime. We all know that after 8 p.m., you can't travel out of Arima, you can't travel into Arima. If you don't have a car, you're not going anywhere because they're looking to interfere with you. Now, you all know that the PNM is running scared. It has certain areas that they cannot go because the burgesses don't even want to see them. But the Arima candidates, they are able to go in every where there's nook and cranny, cook and granny, they go in because they are welcomed. The people are fed up, and this is the right time for the United National Congress to make our move. We want you all to come out on the 2nd of December. Come out in your numbers, Arima, and vote for these candidates here. Vote for change. Vote for positive change. There is very little I could say because everything has been spoken about jobs. Under Dr. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, we had jobs. Roads. We had good roads. Hospital. Who created or started the work for the hospital? Since in the 70s, Arima have been begging. We want a hospital, we want a hospital. They deny us a hospital. Dr. Kamla Prasad Bisesa saw the needs of the people in Arima and came to us. We must show our faithfulness. We may have made errors in the past, but now we must correct it and vote for the United National Congress. It is not just so that I stand on a political platform. Listen to the candidates that have spoken tonight. There was no bashing of the PNM. It was policies. It is what they are going to do for you when they win. And that is what you want in leadership. That is what you want for your councillors. That is what you want, Arima. Nobody had time for sort of rubbish and old talk and who do this and who do that. Nobody has time. What can you do for me? And off the bat, these candidates have said what they are going to do for you all. So you all listen. Know that this is no talk shop. This is no empty promises. These are people who have been working. Some of the candidates have been working since 2018. And they have been helping people. They have been giving wheelchairs. They have been doing food, putting together hampers. This is with no funding. This is from their pocket, and who has decided to assist. PNM has starved the Arima community. Think about how many businesses, and there's nothing you can do as a businessman to change what is happening. You could hire this consultant, you could do this, you could inject this, and businesses are still failing. You could only get $200 when you go to the bank in US. Who are we going to trade with? Understand this, people. You have only one option, and that option is the United National Congress on the 2nd of December. We must understand this. 3 years ago, because I understand what my friend was saying when she said 3 years ago, because we know in 2016 was the last local government. You all gave a bunch of people a job to do. You don't want any excuses anymore. You don't want to hear that, well, rain was falling so I couldn't come, or my son was sick. No more excuses. Because life is going on, life is progressing, and there are things that you need. The neighbor drain running in your yard. The road, as I say in front of you, it bragadang. The lights, you have no lights. Sporting programs, they forget Arima totally. Look, we used to have that Arima velodrome, that entire area there. We used to have cricket, football, basketball, everything. It break down, and that is the end of it. They move it to all other places. The next thing, God forbid, they take is the little racing track in Santa Rosa. And these are the plans that we have to re-implement for you all in Arima. So understand. I lost my my train of thought earlier. I was talking about we gave them a job to do 3 years ago, and they have failed miserably at that job. They have been unable to satisfy your needs, and this is what I am saying here to you all now. You all have the opportunity to fire them because they're not doing the job that you hired them to do. So on the 2nd of December, you will go and dirty all your finger with that red ink and put it by the rising sun and vote these candidates. Clearly know what your needs are and will clearly work for you. Good night, everyone.
Hope you understand. PNM never had a plan.
Give a round of applause for Mr. Nigel Trancuso. Ladies and gentlemen, I will advise you all to get a few bottled water, not to drink, but just to hold in case of emergency. You see, my next speaker is fire in itself. I mean, you know, most of the time, I put him on to speak because here what happened. I was waiting to see if I could get Arima Fire Services to come across. Brothers and sisters, let me now introduce to you the Northeast Regional Coordinator and member of the National Executive, Attorney at Law, Mr. Brian Big.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Arima Posse, how we feeling tonight? Are you ready? Let me first recognize my colleagues on the head table. Former Minister and Member of Parliament for W. O'Mara, the best sports minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Anna Roberts. Former Minister and Member of Parliament for La Hokata Talpao, the enormous Jairam Simangal. My latex colleague Nicholas Morris, my fellow coordinator Nigel Trancuso, and I no longer see candidates, I see future councillors of the Arima Borough Corporation. And it will be remiss of me if I don't say I recognize recognize the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters, my job is simple, you know. My job is very easy. That come December 2nd, when you wake up and you thank the Lord for waking you, and you say your prayers, on December 2nd, you go to those polling stations early in the morning, carry your mommy, your daddy, your tanty, your nana, everybody, and vote for these councillors to be. Put your X for the Rising Sun. Put your X for the UNC. Arima, Arima, we are turning the borough yellow. Are you with us? Are you with the UNC? Are you with Kamla Prasad Bisesa? I want Arima Borough Councillors from the UNC. It is time for Arima UNC Mayor. Because all you have a mayor here, I don't know what she has been doing, but it's clear actually she has not been performing. Because all she has been doing is talk. But with the UNC, we work. Because the UNC works, the PNM, but the UNC works. My brothers and sisters, you heard these candidates who are going to be your councillors. You heard the plans that they have. And you have a wide range of people. You have a man who is in sports. A man like Julius Edwards, who I show when he comes to that council, will ensure every recreational ground is done. My brothers and sisters, you have educators. You have Mr. Clinton Jennings, who talked about educating the children of Arima. My brothers and sisters, the UNC has recognized that we have the first peoples of Trinidad and Tobago. We have Celia Charles, who represent the first people of Trinidad and Tobago. We have put them there. The PNM has not recognized them. We have. And she will bring that to the council. I have firebrand women in this council. I have Daria Williams. My brothers and sisters, I have youth here. I have Jabari Lamzi from Tupuda. My brothers and sisters, we have many. I have a young man named Ashel Murray. My brothers and sisters, I have Mark Miller. Fighters who will be working for you. And I want to tell you that when they become your councillors as regional coordinator, they will work for you. Because that is what you demanded, was working councillors. That is what you deserve. Is that what you need? So my brothers and sisters, on December 2nd, who are we voting for? We are voting for the United National Congress. And my brothers and sisters, let this be the catalyst. Let this be the brand. Let this be the move. Let this be the standard flag bearer within the region, which will be the Arima Borough Corporation. And when we take home Arima, that is mission 1 complete. Mission 2 is 2020. We tell Dr. Keith Rowley, bye-bye. Because what they have given you all, they have given you not one damn thing. So on December 2nd, we will give them not one damn seat. Not one damn seat for them. They must not even win the deposit. We must make Dr. Rowley, who have a bald head, grow hair. To realize what has happened in Arima. Because we have been walking the ground. Every one of them. In fact, today, the Arima market turned yellow. While people are buying a pound of fig, while people are buying a pound of potato, while they're talking about buying the lettuce, they are saying it is time to bring back Kamla. They are saying it's time for the Arima Borough to come to the UNC. My brothers and sisters, with your help, we can do it. Are you with us? Are
are you going to ensure that these persons work for you? And let me tell you something, eh? These fellas, they will tell you, this fella, I like work, and with them they will work, and they will work for you. We will stand with them. We shall fight with them because they are here to fight for you. You have Anna Roberts here. Anna Roberts is here to ensure that they work for you. My friends, we have seen what's going on in this country. My brothers and sisters, Celia Charles said it right. Can you live off light bulbs? But that's what they want to give you, a free light bulb. But imagine, Jabari Lamzi had to tell somebody from America, bring a laptop for my child, please. But when the Kamala Prasad Bisasa administration, Jabari, your child went to school too late. Because if she was under Kamala, he don't get a laptop already. And he would have been on his way to becoming a brighter and better student. But don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. In 2020, the UNC shall return. The laptop shall return. The children's life fund shall return. Proper health care shall return. And under the UNC, you will get proper health care with the UNC built Arima Hospital. My friends, these persons have been working hard, as Arnold said. They're not even counselors yet. But imagine Celia Charles get water for people. So imagine if she's a counselor. Jabari was able to get water as well. Imagine if he's a counselor. Imagine that. Julius was able to get fellas to understand some playing some better football. Imagine if he become a counselor. And when we take the Arima Borough in 2019, and in 2020, when the UNC return to government, this will be a borough in government as well. That shall receive the resources that they need. My brothers and sisters, the time is now. A time is now. There's no other time but the present. So on December 2nd, what we doing on December 2nd? We voted UNC, we voted PNM out. Because the UNC works and the PNM talks. You have a leader that works and Rowley only talks. You have a UNC leader, my leader, your leader, the only leader of the UNC, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, that has been performing, and she will do it again. And we will start by taking back the Arima Borough Corporation. And with that, I want to call them back out today. I will start off, and they will come to the front. I start off because there's licks like peas flying. Because we're going to beat them in Arima Central with Ashel Murray. We're going to beat them in Arima North East with Daria Williams. Let me say it over. Daria Williams Cummings. Right? With Arima West Omera, the game licks there too with Mark Miller. And when this lady invokes the spirit of the ancestors of the Amerindians, Celia Charles will take them home in Malabar North. And when this fella bring out the youths, because he creates sportsmen, I don't speak no wonder and licks on Malabar South with Julius Edwards. And let me tell you something. One of the famous names in the world was on a hill called Calvary. And with Calvary, we will start with the reincarnation and the resurrection of the UNC in Arima with Clinton Jennings in Calvary. And we bring in a man to put licks in Tunapuna. In Tumpuna, I represent to you, Jabari Lamzi. My brothers and sisters, this This is your winning team. This is the winning team of Arima. This is the winning councillors led by Kamla Pasabisasa, political leader of the UNC. This is your councillors, my brothers and sisters. With them, they will work, the PNM will talk, and with that I say, talk done. Long live the UNC, long live Kamla Pasabisasa. Thank you, good night, good night.
The cleanser, the cleanser, the cleanser. Tell them we fed up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brian Big. I told you all we need to get fire to cool him down. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude, we thank you tonight. We thank you for coming out, and I tell you what, even when you're deprived of such, tonight you all were fed. You all were fed with so much food for thought. So come December 2nd, we will be victorious under the United National Congress. Thank you again, everybody. Let us thank Party Foods for their kind support, and let us say good night and safe return home to each and every one of you. Thank you, everyone.
What you want to be, your vote can protect our country's fate. Move on, use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're